But we do, as Charlie says, we are doing projections in our head, obviously, when we look at a business. I mean, when we look at any company to buy or any stock to buy, we are thinking in our mind. We've got a model in our mind of what that place is likely to look like over some period of years. And then we also have some model in our mind of how far off we can be. I mean, there's some things we can be way off on. There's other things we're likely to be in a fairly narrow range on. So all that is taking place, but we sure don't want to listen to anybody else's projections.
In our country, the business schools teach people to make these projections way in the future, and they program these computers to grind these projections out, and then they use them in their business decision making, et cetera, et cetera. I've always regarded those projections as doing more harm than good, and Warren has never prepared one that I know of. And where an investment banker prepares one, we tend to throw them aside without reading them. I think an enormous false precision gets into things when you program computers to make forward projections for a long period of time. We make rough projections in our head all the time.
Sure.
We don't do any of those formal projections because the fact that they're there in paper and came out of a computer makes some people think they must be significant. I really think they do more damage than they do.
We look at a business and we're looking out in the future. Obviously, if we see growth in that picture and it's growth which produces a high return on incremental capital involved, we love it. But we do not rule out companies where we think there'll be little or no growth if the price is attractive relative to the earning power. It's a factor in every investment decision because we're really looking out to the future as to future earning power, but also future capital requirements. And we think plenty about whether any business we go into is likely to grow profitably. And sometimes we're right and sometimes we're wrong, but we don't rule out companies that have very slow growth or no growth.